next guest. Our next guest inhabits the world of wonder and mystery. And he is a master prestidigitator. All those of you know what that is. He is a conjurer, and he is going to perform for you. His name is Walt Anthony.
You are so noisy. And there's different kinds of laughs we can hear backstage. There's different kinds of applause we can hear backstage. Because you're not only so noisy, you're so different. Some more than others. And we're different. Tom and Jason and Miss Legs. Very different. But you know, I have feelings about magic. I think that there's magic inside every one of us. And because of that, we are more alike than we are different. Some are tall, some are short, some are young, some are old. But we're all the same essence inside. And I'd like to do something to kind of prove that, or try that out, and show you how my theory works. Would you be willing to help me? Great. It's not a big step. Your name is?
Daniel.
Hi, Daniel. Come on up and have a seat right over here on the spaceship. Okay, now, Daniel, before I left my home tonight, I removed the 4 queens from a deck of cards. Now, as it came back, we used larger cards the older we get. So I removed the queen of spades, the queen of hearts, the queen of diamonds, and the queen of clubs. Okay? If you hold your hands out like 2 little tables. Perfect. We're going to set 4 cards there. Now, what I want to do is for you to use your imagination. Just become innocent as soon as you're able. And use your imagination with me, and let's try something together. Because I have a feeling that when I was at home and choosing these cards, I actually sent you a message. Now, what I'm going to do, just in our imaginations, is remove 2 of the queens. Either the red ones or the black. So I'm going to remove 2 right now. So I have here either the queen of hearts, the queen of diamonds, or the queen of clubs, or the queen of spades. Did I remove the black ones or the red ones? The red ones. Okay, so we'll put the red ones right over here. Now, we're going to take away one of those red queens. I'm going to take her away. I take away the queen of diamonds or the queen of hearts? Queen of hearts. Okay. Now I'm going to need your help here, because this is kind of tricky. We have to actually imagine we're going to flip her over in our imaginations. Are you ready? Okay, so you can put her back there and put all the cards together. And you can put your hands down. So if we were thinking along the same lines, if we were imagining the same things, we have the 4 queens, and we reverse the queen of hearts, right? Now, Daniel, I was so sure that I would meet a young man sitting in the front row that would pick the queen of hearts, that when I removed her from a deck of cards, I removed her from a different deck. In fact, I was so certain that you would choose the queen of hearts, I just didn't need to bring the other ones. The same way that we're connected, and I think I proved that there is a connection. We are more alike than we're different. Some people believe that inanimate objects can hold power or strong emotion long after an event. Does anyone share those feelings? Have you ever had a ring or something that belonged to your grandmother, or something special that seemed to hold an energy? In ancient Siam, that we now call Thailand, there was a jeweler, a young man who made jewelry for the king and the nobles. He carved beautiful things out of ivory and precious jade. And this young man fell very, very deeply in love with a young lady of the village. However, as was the custom there, she was promised at birth to another, and so they were never to wed. I am told that the young man, to ease the grief of his heart, carved for her, out of a solid piece of jade, a beautiful bracelet, which he gave to her, the legend saying he polished it with his tears. It was passed on to her children, her daughter, and her daughter's daughter, and her daughter's daughter, until it came into my hands. And just as the tears be careful they don't miss any. And just as the tears of the young artisan polished the bangle, so the tears of his heart could melt solid stone. As you can see, I'm rather fond of stories. I believe that stories hold for us a lot of meaning and a lot of the mystery in our hearts. So I'd like to share one more. This one takes place in China, long, long ago, when the sound of dragon wings filled the air. There was a wealthy silk merchant who had 3 daughters who were beautiful of face, if not of form. The eldest daughter was named Cantaloupe Blossom. And this represents the golden sash that held her silk robes. Cantaloupe Blossom was a healthy girl. The middle sister's name was Willow Branch, and she was remarkably tall. And the youngest daughter's name was Bamboo Shoot. She was quite tiny. Well, the 3 sisters wanted nothing more than to marry the emperor's sons. For the emperor, you see, had 3 sons that were born under the same moon. They were triplets. But the sons, the princes, wanted to marry women that were as identical as they were. Well, the wise and rich silk merchant went to every royal matchmaker, but to no avail. And finally, in desperation, he climbed the mountains to the caves in the fog where the old wise mother lived. No one in memory had seen the old woman. And he told her of his 3 daughters and their wish to marry the emperor's sons. The old woman laughed. For the first time in memory, came down from the mountain cave. There she measured the 3 girls' robes and prepared them a bitter tea of herbs and chrysanthemum. And the next morning, when the sisters awoke, they were delighted to see that they were all precisely the same size. Cantaloupe Blossom, Willow Branch, and Bamboo Shoot. Needless to say, they married their princes, but did not quite live happily ever after, for in his joy, the silk merchant forgot to properly thank the old woman, and the next fortnight, the one daughter was extremely tall, the other daughter extremely healthy, and the third extremely diminutive. The old woman, she shortly vanished. In the mystical land of Samarkand, the priests, under the full moon, would perform rituals to ensure the prosperity of the people and healthy crops. As part of the rituals, they would tie together flags a purple one representing their beloved emperor, and a blue representing the midnight sky. And in a clearing, under the full moon, they would make observances. Dan, I'm going to ask you to hold those. Thank you. However, the Great Seal of Samarkand was the most important part of the ritual. And on this particular night, in this particular month, the youngest priest was told to go to the temple and fetch the Seal of Samarkand. However, he found to his amazement that it was gone. He ran to the old priests, very worried, and they all searched the temple. However, there was no sign of the Great Seal of Samarkand. But the oldest and wisest priest saw that left behind on the altar were the leaves, the feathers of the phoenix, the great bird that rises from the flames and is reborn. And so he commanded that they go on with the ritual. And that night, at the proper moment, when they took the other flags, they found the phoenix. Magic in all of you. In fact, I don't have that much magic. It's your energy, your power, and your love that allowed this to happen tonight. And at the count of 3, I would like you all to yell, go, loudly. 1, 2, 3. Go! You're right, they said I had 10 minutes. It's probably time I